Welcome to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. I'm Heath, and it's time to get into the bite. All right, folks, welcome to the show. Here we are, the one-stop shop for everything local fishing that you need. We're going to go over what's biting, who's catching it, where it's being caught. We're also going to cover the future marine forecast, your moon phase, and your tide charts, everything you need to know to keep you in the bite. All right, folks, so let's get this started. We've got some weird weather happening this week. It's not going to be as pleasant as it was, but it's we'll get to it. Anyway, let's talk fishing, right? So we had a very eventful week, and I want to start out by saying we have an official new way to measure your fish, especially your mutton snapper. This was shared by Left by Hip Malone. Obviously, go on ahead and measure them up against your children. If they're as big as the kids are, hey, that's a keeper to me. All right. All jokes aside, folks. Yes, I found that very funny. Okay, so let's start talking, right? So obviously, just what you can see from there, the mutton snapper are biting. But let's talk inshore a little bit. Let's head over to our page, and we're going to talk a little bit inshore, a little bit of reef, a little bit of everything going on. We got some good stuff going on. And like I said, the weather's going to do some funny things. We've got areas of low pressure starting to build up. So we will see what's going to happen. First things first, talk inshore, right? Let's go to our page. Here we go. All right. So inshore, got a snook. So snook is still happening, right? This is from Gary. Nice snook. That almost looks like it could be a slot snook, so we'll see. This is definitely your inshore fish. The snook and the tarpon are in full effect, man. They're feeding on the pilchard run, which is, not going to last forever, but the pilchard run is thick right now. So if you can get out and get you some live bait, go on ahead and do it. And also, I saw from up north, these aren't really too far south, but there's a nice black drum also from another Gary Friedman. Look at that. That's a big one. I don't know what the slot exactly is on these fish, but hey, they're fun fish to catch. They're related to the red drum, but this is a black drum. All right, cool. Nice fish, Gary. So our inshore, right? Also, we've got Jack Crevalle. They are everywhere right now. So, watch out for them. If you are going for your tarpon and your snook, you might end up having a Jack Crevalle come and pick you off. All right, so let's move on to the reef. One thing that we've been noticing about reefs is we've got sharks. Sharks are everywhere. The sharks and the kudas are going to take a good portion of your catch. So, all right, so here for the reef, we've got a nice giant reef donkey. Look at that amberjack. This is from John Messinio. Sorry, I butchered his name. Yes, nice. That's a solid one right there, man. Throw that bad boy on the smoker. So the reef donkeys are still biting, folks. If you are into jigging them up and, getting into the fight of a lifetime. Another deep reef fish, a nice pelagic kingfish. This is from Neil. Nice submission. Look at that. That's definitely, take the kiddos out. Get you. Kingfish are always fun. That's that smoke and run when they first, get nailed. Hey, perfect. Nice catch. What else is a reef fish? Let's look for some reefies. Here we go. Mutton snapper. Chris says this one was caught in 188 feet by his buddy. His second time out jigging with him. It's a new PB for him, 15-pounder. And that fish looks all of 15 pounds too. You can see the jig, the assist hanging out right here. Nice catch. That's a nice pink one. So you can tell mutton snappers, right? They're different colors, right? When they're more pink like this, that's a deeper one. If you see one that's got a more, they call it a greenback, that's when they're in the shallower waters. If you've never heard that. Just a little trivia about mutton snappers. All right. Let's keep on moving on, see what else is on the reef, right? We've got the false albacore. This is Richard. Richard headed out with the family, says he followed some of my instructions from the videos that we post on YouTube, and he had, a ton of fun. Look at this. He's got a boatload of black fins and false albacore right there. Took the family out for Father's Day, had the time of his life, and it looks like it too. Bloody deck and everything. So perfect. I'm glad he was able to, take some advice and put it to use and get everything. Hello from Brazil. Got someone watching from Brazil. That's awesome. All right, hello. So yeah, there we go. The false albacore are in full effect. I will tell you, I was able to get out this weekend for the first time after my surgery, and yes, I believe I went out with a gentleman named Mario, and we caught somewhere around 10 false albacore. We had to take that line out of the water. They were getting so bad. All right, here we go. Black grouper. Yes, this is a black grouper. This is not a gag. If you're going to go grouper fishing, you got to know the difference because gags are shut down. Solid black grouper right here. This is from Nick. Not much information about it, but hey, solid catch, man. That's some good eatings right there, man. I wish I had me one. All right, keep moving on. So that's pretty much it for our reef fishing. So let's just recap, right? Reef fishing. Your snappers are in full effect everywhere you can go. The yellowtail, mangrove snappers, if you're looking for them, they're going to be in shallower. Yellowtail snappers, the mutton snappers, they're going to be deeper. Muttons are going to be on structures and the deeper reefs. And when a mutton hits, it makes a weird thump under the water, and that's literally ringing the dinner bell for the sharks. So if half your mutton snappers get eaten on the way up, do not be surprised. All right, let's keep moving on. Yeah, snappers, reef donkeys, false albacore, all that stuff is going to hit you. Greetings from Phoenix. Hey, hello, Phoenix. We're here. Glad you can join us. All right. What else? The reef, right? You're going to hit multiple sorts of other stuff too on the reef. A few cobia are swimming around. Sailfish are swimming around too. Let's see. I know. I definitely know. And here we go. The mutton snapper, right? This is from John Carlos. Nice big pink right there. So that's another one of those. Oops, I'm not even showing it. Hold on. Let me pull it up here. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. Here we go. John Carlos, nice pink one, right? So that's a deep water snapper. Okay. And then he took out some family. Nice little, keeper dolphin right there, going home with it. That's great. He's got mutton snapper and dolphin. So obviously, the deep reef, the dolphin are still around. They're getting scarce and they're turning tiny too. So, perfect. Here we go. Look at this. He's double fisting it right there, man. Perfect. That's a great catch. So he's going home with some nice dinner. Let's see what else we got here. That's from last week, Jack Ravel. Here we go. More pictures. Let me see. I know there's our new way of measuring, and he's getting his children involved too. Look at that. Gotta love getting the kiddos involved. Where are we? I know I got a picture of someone with a nice mixed bag going on right here. Here we are, right here. Sailfish. This is, I'm going to butcher his name. I'm sorry. Antenor. Solid. He had a great trip out. He's got, he's got this sailfish. That's a jumbo size sailfish too, man. That's not a little tiny one. And let's see what else he's got going on here. Tuna, blackfin tuna. So he had a good day off the deep reef. Hello, Pedro, Anthony, Vito, Kelly. Hello, everybody. How we doing? Surgery recover a few more weeks and then it's game on. No, boss man. I started fishing and I'm going to show you the what happened to us. All right. Yes, Cheez-It is he's here. All right. So yes, tuna, right? Blackfin tuna, deep reef stuff, sailfish. Good to go. Let's move on. And I may as well start out with here. This is our trip from, I went out Sunday with a gentleman named Mario. We were picking off the false albacore. We had got started out, with a little barracuda. And then we landed into this wahoo right here. Nice wahoo. 25, 30 pounder. Good fish. Definitely made Mario's day, and it felt really good to be able to pick off a wahoo first day back. So I mean, hey, and yeah, definitely great to be out fishing again, and hopefully I will run into everybody out there. You see me, yell at me, say hey, stupid, look at me. Anyway, all right, So yeah, that was my trip out there. Wahoo, tons of bonita. We had a wallop of a tuna hit, and it's pulled the reel. So, you know, hey, that's all part of the game, right? All right, so there we go, tuna. Now we'll go back to our feed and continue with some pelagics, right? We've got hot reef bite, all the tuna, all the snapper and everything going on. Our pelagics, here we go. Just another, assessment. Look at the size of the bonita. The bonita are coming in full grown right now. Bonita blackfins are, the blackfins are still big. So, don't knock it out. Be wary. They're not all footballs right now. The big fat females are still here. So this is Leonardo. Looks like he's having a great time too, man. Yeah, he's got bait for the rest of the season. Hopefully, if he's stripping it out and chunking it, and he's got some dinner. Nice little blackfin, right? What do we got? What else do we got? Here we go. This is Chris. Nice, big old. That's a fat blackfin right there. What did he say about it? I think he gave us a weight. It was like, I think he said it was like 15 pounds. Solid blackfin right there. Like I said, the blackfin are still coming in jumbo. Remember, when you get tuna, if you want them to be good, better bleed them. Rip out the gills, slit their throats, do something like you can see here at the bottom of this boat. Get all the blood out. You got to get the blood out. You got to get them on ice quick. Otherwise, they're gonna be a little fishy. All right. Here, David sent in a nice haul right here. This is just his bucket. He's not in the picture, but look, we got wahoo. We got dolphin. This looks like a kingfish tail to me. I'm not sure. It could be another wahoo or bonita hidden down in there. Solid haul right here from David. So he's local in the area too. Not sure if he went out of Boynton or out of Boca, but still, So as you can see, right, folks, the wahoo, they're a little scarce, but they're still out there. I believe last week, remember, we had someone who caught an 87-pound wahoo out of Stewart or Jupiter. I'm not sure which one, but 87-pound wahoo. That thing was massive. All right, so those are our pelagics, right? So we're pretty much now. So this is Captain Alex. He's from down in Marathon. He sent in his submission. He's been in Alaska for a while. This is a yellow eye. I'm not very familiar with northern cold water fish like this, but he's having a time. He was like halibut fishing and everything. When he gets back, and he's available, folks, if you're down in the Marathon area looking for a captain, a guide, be sure to hit me up. I can give you his information. All right, so let's talk about this real quick. Our reef, we've got the snappers are going off. A few cobia being caught here and there. The false albacore are literally taking over. If you're trolling or even bottom fishing, flatlining out for yellowtails, and you manage to not catch a false albacore, you are a special person. We got some sailfish going on too, right? So, live bait for them, goggle eyes, pilchards, that stuff's going to get eaten. Also, the kingfish are showing up. I know we had one submission, but we're seeing them in numbers too, right? It's that time of year. The kings are going to start biting. So you just have to fish through the false albacore and hopefully you land on them. Deep dropping, we're still, vermilions are always around. If you can go find them. I'm seeing a lot of yellow eye snapper being caught too, deeper, which is good. Something different on the plate. Blue line tilefish, folks. It is it's June 18th. So we've got a month and a day left before they close the blue line tilefish season on July 19th. So you better get out there and get them. Swordfish, yeah. If you're a sword fisherman, they're out there. You just got to go on and hunt them down. So, and our pelagics, right? The dolphin are still around, guys. Mahi are hanging out. They're not giants really right now until October when they start swimming on the inside of the stream heading south. We'll get that run of the big bulls and cows coming through, and hopefully we can get out there and pick them off. Yes. Greetings from Orlando. Hello. My daughter's up in Orlando. All right. So that's that, right? We're having a nice fishing season going on right now. A little bit of everything swimming around out there. And yes, you do got to work for it. The wahoo, like I said, they're scarce, but we managed to run into one. We caught them in 210 feet of water. trolling a 4.6 planer on a pink sea witch with a bonita strip. That's all the information I can offer you about how we landed into that water. All right, so that about does it for our fishing report, folks. Let's move on to our weather, because that's that's really a big part of what's going to happen with the rest of our week. All right, so what the meteorologists right now are saying about our weather is there's a couple of areas of low pressure. There's one out east, just north of the lower eastern Bahamas. And there's one that is going to form over by Mexico, but it's going to head into Mexico. The one from the lower Bahamas is going to form over the next week, and it's going to send some weather our way, but not much. They had it at like a 30% chance of development into a tropical disturbance. Now it's down to 20, and I'm sure in the coming days it's going to dissipate because there's high pressure that's going to affect it. So let's go to Windy, and we'll start looking at some graphics and hopefully be able to make some sense of what's going on. I did look at it later in the week. Pardon me. Right now, we're going to have some rain over the next few days, and as the weekend approaches, the rain is supposed to sort of give in and let us up. I've already looked at this. Starting Sunday, the wind's going to calm down. The seas might calm down. And early in the next week is looking like the days to head out on the boat. Right now, we've got winds, as you can see, up through the Tri-County in the high teens right now. The winds are ripping from the east. It's not good right now. There's small craft warnings, and it's just, it's not doing real good. So tomorrow, same thing, even higher winds tomorrow. Like I said, it's going to keep picking up. Winds are shifting a little bit from the northeast. It doesn't matter if you're on the west coast or not. You've probably got more subdued seas over here on the west coast, from Big Bend into Naples and, Everglades National Park. You could probably get out there, but it's going to be windy, and it's not going to be, a pleasant, simple experience, right? Personally, I'd say save it for another day. All right. Thursday, right? You can see where we've got some wind starting to lax up north. It's bad, right? So like I said, if you look, the area of low pressure right now is, I'll go back to Tuesday, is somewhere out here, right? And it's going to build up and head into this area as the week progresses. So Thursday, we're still looking at, pretty gusty winds over in the Bahamas. It looks like it settled down, but that doesn't mean that our ocean's going to just automatically say, okay, sure, it'll lay down. Thursday afternoon, looks like we have a slowdown in the wind into, less than 10 miles an hour. Friday morning, right offshore in the Palm Beach, in the Tri-County area, it looks like it's not too bad. The further offshore you go, it looks like it's blowing. But I'm sure the seas are still going to be pretty hefty out there on your west coast. All Tampa, everywhere, we've got the wind blowing from the east coast of Florida to the west coast, which means they're going to have, a swell, if not very laid down shore seas inland. So getting out and doing the west coast thing might not be too bad if you got some spots that are, closer to land, not too far out there, because the further out you go, you can see what's happening. They got waves going on. A Pulley Ridge, a long range trip, Pulley Ridge, middle grounds, anything. It's gonna be, there's some weather happening out there. That's all I can say. Friday afternoon, winds up in the northern part of the west coast. There's subdued down here in the east coast. We're having it pull from the southeast all the way down into the Keys. So the weather throughout the remainder of the week, the winds obviously are not giving in. Let's see what happens Saturday. Saturday, it's looking a little less in the morning, but still, we're in the upper teens, right? We're going to have some gusts going on. Saturday afternoon, it looks like we start to lay down. This is what I told you was going to happen, that I had looked at it a little bit earlier. Greetings from Puerto Rico. Water temp was 86.4 yesterday. Fishing is slow. Yeah, when that water warms up, Yeah, it can happen. We're gonna be going into El Nino here real soon, so we'll see what happens. Our weather is going to be messed up, and I just want to explain something real quick. I'm sorry, not an El Nino. I misspoke. We're going to be turning into La Nina, right? So we will be getting warmer waters because the cooler waters are pushing the cooler water that forms in the Pacific, drives the warmer water elsewhere. Okay, and it messes with atmospheric stuff all over the world. So yes, we will be getting warmer waters. We're gonna have a warm summer, and remember, La Nina creates disturbances in the Atlantic, which help form, tropical cyclones and stuff in the Atlantic. All right, let me see what we got here. I got a question. Heath, do you do one trips or? All right, hold on. Seminary having a center console Key West boat and tackle together. No experience to go out. I just need a little jump start. Please let me know. Yeah, hey, email me. My email is in the description. Email me and we'll talk. All right. Yes, thank you. Excellent, straightforward channel. That's what I try to do. Like I said, email me. Make sure you email me. It's southfloridasaltwaterfishing@gmail.com. We'll talk. All right, so back to our weather, right? So Saturday afternoon looks like it's laying down. Sunday, like I said, here we go. Here's the laydown. So if you're really looking to get out, this wind here is coming from the east. It's just below 10 miles an hour, and it started to lay down the night before. So the chances of your seas being something, 2 footish, 2 to 3 footish, but you're going to have a period that's close together. So there will be a bump to the sea, but these are fishing conditions if you're looking to get out. Sunday afternoon, it picks up a little bit. Wind starts still heading from the southeast. We'll see what happens with the storms and stuff. Into Monday, like I said, here we go. It's starting to calm down, right? We're heading into the single digits of the wind. Monday, you got the West Coast is going to be, dead out there, dead flat. So that'll be the days to start actually getting out and going and doing, your long range trips. If you're thinking about heading to the Tortugas, Holy Ridge, somewhere out there. Tuesday, another nice day. We've got our winds have shifted to the west, right, on Tuesday. So that means what happens when we get winds from the west? It means we're going to be hot, more hot than usual. All right. So let's go on ahead and look at our waves. Right now, here's where we're at. We are at, it's windy out there. We're looking at, 3 to 4, 3 to 5. Of the more up north you go, it's horrible. That's scary stuff right there. Look at all this pink is waves that are well over 10 feet tall. So, Tri-County area, Everglades National Park and all this stuff, and close on the west coast, the Big Bend and everything, you're fine. Tampa Bay, for all the Skyway Bridge fishermen, you've got some nice conditions out there looking at you right now, but that's because the wind is blowing, from the west. It's blowing, it's blowing from the west to the east, so it's got a lot of land to travel over, and it dies down as it gets there. All right, so let's look at tomorrow's waves. Again, we're looking at, 5-foot waves, East Coast, down into the Keys. It's nothing pretty. West Coast and all that good stuff. In shallow, if that is your thing, you're looking good, but we've got windy conditions. So, just bear that in mind that it's not going to be the exactly smoothest sailing out there. All right. Up and down the East Coast, still in tomorrow afternoon, 3 to 5. Definitely. Look at that. It's starting to creep down too. This is some serious weather right there, up from about Palm Bay down into Palm Beach. I mean, those are big waves that are coming their way into Thursday. Still hanging out. Lots of weather happening, right, folks? Looks like we'll have a moment of, a little serenity down there. Not bad in less than 2 foot in Biscayne Bay. Again, the West Coast is still sitting pretty because they're on the leeward side of all this mess. Friday morning, looks like we're giving in a little bit. We're back to some, solid 2 to 4, 3 to 5. Not all that. Here we go. This is what you are here for, my friend. New to boating, having a hard time to learn the right weather windows. Can you help? Well, that's what we're doing right now. You actually jumped on board right in. So obviously this week we're having some rough weather right now this week currently. And as the week progresses, I'm going to show you, we're looking at waves. You're going to want to look in the description of this video. I give all of these websites, the description, the website, the links to these websites are in the description. You got to click on them. This graphic right here is color coded, right? So the lighter colors are smaller waves. The darker colors into the blues are bigger waves. When you see stuff that is pink like this, that's waves that are in the teens, if not into the 20-foot section. So that's a quick little snippet here. And I'm going to continue. If you got any questions, you can always email me and I can try and help you out. But the best way to do it is just pay attention to what we do week after week, and you'll grab a hold of what my best guess is that the weather is going to happen with. So Friday afternoon, again, our weather we're looking at in the Tri-County area, solid 2 to 4. The more north you go, you're looking at 3 to 5. Over here, again, on the West Coast, we're sitting pretty. It's flat, but we've got wind. So, just bear all this in mind. Saturday, it's starting to let up, but I don't know if I'd do it unless you're a really sporty guy, right? If you're, you've got that adventurer's cap on Saturday, you might want to do it. But it's solid 2 to 4. It's going to be bumpy. And again, the period of the waves is going to be close. We'll discuss the period here when we look at the numbers. Saturday afternoon, our wind is starting to subside. So are our waves. West Coast sitting looking pretty all week, but like I said, you just got to deal with the wind. Sunday morning, here we go. We're looking at 2 foot, maybe 3 foot, 2 to 3, maybe less, a little bit of chop going on out there. So you can see, to answer your question, how this whole general area has lightened up in its shade of blue. That's in the Tri-County area, right around here. So we're getting lucky, and you got to remember, out about here is your 3 to 5 mile mark. Allentown here is Freeport is 55 miles away from Boca Raton. Okay, so you got to figure this is about the 10-mile mark. Okay, we're looking at seas that are 2 to 3 feet Sunday morning. Sunday morning, you can get out there. It looks like it's going to pick up a little in the afternoon, but you can do it. So you just remember the seas are still going to be a little bumpy. Be careful going out of your inlet. So let's look at Monday, where we saw the wind subsided. Monday looks like a very nice day. You've got these light shades in the morning. Our West Coast is definitely way subdued. They'll be able to get out offshore, do some grouper fishing, all that goodness. The more north we head, they're getting hit up a little bit this week. And again, that's what I said, that there's a area of low pressure that is over the next several days is going to move its way towards North Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas, and they'll be getting some weather from that. Monday afternoon, again, you're looking at 2 foot or less all day Monday. Nice day. Tuesday, same thing. So Monday and Tuesday into next week, we're looking at some nice weather, down here in the Tri-County area. We've got some, protection from the islands. The Big Bend on all the back country, Everglades National Park, Biscayne Bay, everything is looking great. For Tuesday into Tuesday afternoon, sitting pretty. Let's look at what's going to happen on Wednesday, just for it. So next week we're looking at nice weather. Now, whether or not it's going to be rainy or not, that's a different story. So let's go on ahead and look at our rain and thunder. This is us right now. Like I said, so over here, you're going to see, so if you can see this area spinning right here, this will later in the week turn into They're predicting it to turn into tropical cyclone Alberto. This should be our first named storm, but don't worry, it's going to go into Mexico. They're going to have some flooding and all that stuff. Down here, Belize and all that stuff, they're going to have a ton of rain. Okay. But the one where we have some formation, as you can see, is right here. This is the area of low pressure, but you can see how it's to the north of the Bahamas. So more than likely, when these storms form, they come up this way, right? So we're looking at, northern Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas being affected by this. But like I said, the chances of development have been diminishing overnight. Okay, so let's zoom back in and look a little bit more at what we're going to have for the rest of the week. Tomorrow. Yes, yeah. It's going to be the Alberto night. All right, tomorrow, morning time. Some of the wet stuff hitting up the whole East Coast. Looks like possibility of thunder and lightning too. This is all of our wind. The afternoon, same stuff. So, you might see some rain. You might not. Remember, these shades of blue also don't necessarily say, hey, it's a storm. It's telling you there's moisture in the air. So if we see a lot of it, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to rain. Like we saw from last week, it looked like it was going to rain all day Saturday, but the rain literally cleared up kind of, but there was moisture in the atmosphere. All right, Thursday, sorry. Again, starting out with storms in the morning. Storms pulling over into the afternoon. So, we're going to get rain. And like I told you, this chance of the rain kind of diminishing as the week goes on is what we're hopefully looking at. That's what the meteorologists were saying. So Friday morning, it seems like they're correct about that. Friday afternoon, you always, during the summertime, you've got these inland storms that fire up. So that is nothing out of the normal. Saturday morning, here we go. So again, the winds are going to start letting up, and the precipitation is too. Saturday afternoon, looks like we'll have a good line of stuff going on. In the afternoon, some fired up showers, especially on the West Coast. Possibility of thunder and lightning. When you see all this little stuff going on, that is thunder and lightning. Again, it's just a forecast. It's possibilities. It's not direct. Sunday morning, looking good. So again, Sunday is the day where the nicer weather is going to start. So if you work 5 days a week and you're looking to get out, Sunday would be the day if you can do it. Head out on that boat and get it going. Sunday in the afternoon, again, our storms are going to fire up. So, I prefer to fish in the morning anyway. I'm not really an afternoon guy, but so that's favorable, especially in the summertime conditions. This is the rainy season, folks, right? Regardless, you might get a spotty shower here or there in the afternoons. And remember, it is Florida, so that means, your showers, unless it's a real sort of unless it is some sort of developmented tropical thing going on, the weather, the rain isn't going to last all day. All right, let's look at Monday, right? So Monday, we've got some weather down to the south of us, and that's in the morning. And again, look, we had those nice seas, but we've got some moisture hanging around. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be raining all day, but we will have, so if you're going to head out, I would definitely bring the rain gear, right? Monday. Tuesday, dry in the morning, just so you can see in the afternoons, the areas of precipitation pickup, just like you said right here. So, and again, as we were talking about, that area of weather over the next day, the area of low pressure is going to head up into here. Let me show you. Let's see if it's Saturday now. So it's not really showing. This would be it right here on Thursday, right? So it looks like it's going to die down. Monday afternoon, we got, again, the afternoon showers firing up. And Tuesday in the morning, you're looking, fairly clear. Tuesday afternoon, it looks like we've got some stuff in the north building looking like it wants to come down. And remember, it looked like we had some wind that was going to start pushing from the west, which means we're going to warm up. We'll look at Wednesday real quick. Same typical stuff. So the weather next week looks like it's going to start, cutting up some slack, and we'll be able to get out and do some stuff. Hopefully, Sunday is nice enough for everybody who's got those couple of days. And if you, you are able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, I would say, next week is looking great. All right. So now we're going to head to the sort of numbers graphics of what is going on and see if that helps make more sense in life, which it always does, because sometimes that graphic can be, you like to see the numbers of it. All right, the numbers game. So right now, east winds, we've got steady in the mid-teens with gusts, 20s, high teens later tonight into the 20s. Tomorrow, high teens, steady winds up to 20 miles an hour, gusting into the 20s. Again, our waves right now, very, very bad, treacherous conditions out there. Over 5 foot, 5 to 6 foot seas, 6 second period, 7 second period, but still, those are not, though. When your waves are coming from the northeast like that, that's not anything you want to be out there dealing with. All right, Thursday, still weather coming from the east. Friday, weather coming from the east. Winds in the teens still. Thursday, up into the 20s, gusting 20s. Friday, it starts letting down a little bit, but not much. Still gusty. Like we said, rain. Rain in the afternoons. Thursday, rain, scattered rain showers. Waves pulling from the northeast, still 5 to 6 feet. Letting up a little bit Friday, down into about 3 to 5 area. The period, it's got an 8-second period, which means a swell, but there's some weather out there. I'm not sure that I would tend to go out. Saturday, wind's still blowing from the east. Sunday, wind is blowing from the east. Well, Saturday, as you can see, we're starting to let down into the lower double digits. Sunday, same thing, lower double digits. In the afternoon, it picks up. Waves coming from the east. Saturday, we're looking at 2 to 4. Sunday, 2 to 3. Period 5 seconds. So our period shortens as we head into Sunday. Monday, like I said, early next week, the wind really dies down. Monday looks like a beautiful day out there. 2 foot or less heading into Tuesday. Same thing, 1 to 2. Winds, we'll start picking up and see some gusts late Tuesday afternoon, but that's just typical afternoon weather. And then same thing into Wednesday afternoon. It looks like our wind's going to start picking up again. So there we have our outlook for our wind and everything. It's, early next week looks like the days. Let's look at what NOAA says real quick. And again, NOAA is always just a general area, but they do give you a fair written warning. Okay, small craft advisory, like we said. Tomorrow, east winds 20 to 25, seas 4 to 6 foot, 8 occasionally into the 8 foot area, right? Not very friendly out there. Thursday, 15 to 20, 25 gusts, seas 4 to 6 feet, occasional 8. Same thing, period of 5 seconds. It's not, inland waters choppy in exposed areas, showers, thunderstorms, the same thing all the way through to the end of the week. Thursday through Friday night, same thing, seas 3 to 5 feet. Winds, gusts 20 miles an hour, winds 10 to 15. And Saturday through Sunday is when the winds and everything start to subside. They're saying seas 2 to 3 feet over the weekend, which pretty much jives with what everything else we've seen. Okay, let's head to our moon phase, right, folks? Moon phase is always good to know where you're sitting, especially if you fish by it for wahoo or anything else like that. Okay. Here is our moon. Okay, so today we are at an 87% waxing moon. Okay, so again, for those of us who are when I talk waxing and waning. Waxing means we are heading towards the full moon. Waning means we are heading away from the full moon. So we are at 87% waxing, which means we will be coming to the full moon sometime in the next few days. Okay, 87%. Tomorrow, 93%. And remember, if you do your wahoo fishing and you fish by the moon and the tides, you want to try and hit it a few days before the full moon or a few days after, right? So tomorrow, Friday, we're almost at the full moon. I'm sorry. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday, 97%. Friday is the full moon, okay? Hangs out into Saturday. Sunday, we start leaving the full moon and into Monday. So early next week, when you get your beautiful weather happening Monday and Tuesday, that's the other side of the moon where we start to wane. That would be the ideal time to try and hunt down wahoo if you are using your moon phase as some sort of directionality towards fishing for that specific species, which does tend to, they do react to moon phases. All right, so that's our moon phase. We're heading towards the full moon this weekend, and we'll be over it and past it and starting to wane early next week. All right, folks, now let's look at our tide charts. Again, tide charts are also very important for specific types of fishing. Especially, it tells us when we're going to have water flow, where we're going to have water flow. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So right now, remember, tides flow in 12-hour cyclical periods, 6 hours of falling, 6 hours of rising. Very important to note if you are fishing an inlet or a jetty or anything like that where you have water flowing in and out of the ocean. You have to fish the outgoing tide or fish at an inlet, or if you're on a jetty. If you're fishing the incoming tide, right here, over here where the tide is raising, you are going to catch nothing. You have to fish the outgoing tide where the tide is falling at an inlet or jetty. What happens is the water from inside the intracoastal pushes out all the little sediments and, all the phytoplankton and everything. The little fish come in and eat that, and then your predators come in and eat the little fish. That is how the cycle of life works in the ocean, in these areas of South Florida where we have water flow that comes in and out of the intracoastal waterway. All right, so today we are at and remember, your tide moves from left to right. So if we're right here right now, which is at we are at the end of the falling tide, right? Or actually, we're at the beginning of the falling tide as the sun comes up around 6:30. We're going to be more into the slack tide as the sun comes up, and that tide will be falling. So this will be a perfect time. Is that true in the east? Is that true in the east and west coast? Yes, it is. It doesn't matter what coast you're on, what little estuary you're fishing from. If you are fishing any channel, that water has to be flowing out. If the water is flowing in, you're fishing for rocks and sand and water. So yes, it is true. Okay, back to the tides. All right, so Wednesday morning, of course, we've got these next couple of days where our weather's horrible. We've got ideal conditions for fishing that outgoing tide, though. Into Thursday, Friday, again, we're hitting the slack tide, so it'll be about, Thursday. You won't even be fishing these days. Those days are horrible. So you would, you're going to be on an incoming tide. You'll be hitting the slack tide, and it's sort of right at peak fishing times. And remember, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. Last year we had some of our best wahoo fishing at the slack tide. So Saturday, again, we're having our incoming tide. So if you head out Saturday morning, Sunday morning, it's going to be useless fishing the jetty, fishing that water flow right out in front of your inlet. The fish just aren't going to be there. The tide's going the wrong way. So head offshore and, head to your reefs, head to your structures and go fish that. Maybe, later in the morning as the sun's getting up, the tide will be flowing, but it's going to be at the wrong time. It's going to be, noon. Shadows are going to be gone. Sharks are going to be feeding, and the pelagics and all the desirable snappers, the yellowtails and all that stuff are going to go in hide. So that's what it is. It's going to be rough fishing the tide, rough fishing the weather until later in the weekend. And in the next week, it's starting to look beautiful. So that's what we got going on right now, folks. It's it's going to be a rough couple of next days. I know if you want to get out, I'm sorry, I can't control the weather. Just got to pause it and wait till, wait for a few more days for this stuff to blow on by. All right. So before we move on, folks, I just want to say some little shameless self-promotion that, again, we got South Florida saltwater fishing merch. The shirts are here. They're available. They are from our sponsor, WindRider. Some great stuff going on. The link is in the description if you want to check it out. Go on ahead, get you something, and, promote the brand. All right. They got hooded ones with gators. They got, let me see. Hold on. I'll go back. They got ones with just hoods. You can get the logo on the front, the logo on the back. They got hoodless shirts, all sorts of stuff. So, take a look if you're interested. And like I said, support the brand, show some love. All right. And one last thing before we head out and sign off for this week, I want to invite everyone, if you are not part of the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report group on Facebook, if you are on Facebook, please feel free, go to the group, South Florida Saltwater Fishing, and down here below this blue bar, it says in big red letters, report. It looks something like this. All right. Go there, ask to join the group. It is a private group. It's not public. I don't want 100,000 bots on my group. This is for, anybody's allowed to join. You don't have to be from South Florida. You can be from anywhere and just enjoy and, make a post, and we will include it in this weekly show. This is what runs the show. Really, everybody who drops a line and, sends in a pic, it ends up on here. So, and also, as you'll see, the thumbnail to the video is one of the weekly pictures, and this one was the sailfish. So, you may end up as the poster child for South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report next week. All right. So again, if you feel like it, join the Facebook group. And always, as usual, if you have not subscribed to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing YouTube channel, which you are currently watching, feel free to do. And, say hi. It's full of information that will promise to keep you in the bite. All right, folks, that about does it for this week. Hopefully I'll be able to get out. Like I said, I'm back doing some fishing. I would love to see some folks out on the water. If you see me, yell at me and say hi. Till next week, South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. Going wherever the cool wind takes us.